Hey guys, welcome to another episode of HSN32K Car Talk. I'm going to keep this video fairly short, probably about 7 or 8 minutes max. I'm actually driving in my RSX Type S today. I figured I'd take it out for, a last spin before I sell the car. And the main topic of this video is just basically throughout my 3.5 years of ownership, just the little problems and the big things that new RSX owners should address. And I know there's some people out there that are pondering the fact if they should buy an RSX or not, and hopefully this video will give them some more insight and some knowledge on dealing with the little issues when they have the car. So when I bought this car, I bought it with about 113,000 miles on it, and I checked out the car. I actually had a shop do an inspection before I bought the car, and everything checked out good. The only thing that they told me was the brake pads were a little bit worn, and you should replace that. And they also told me that other than that, the car is pretty pristine, and condition both internally and externally were fine. So I was quite pleased. But it wasn't until I drove the car from the Bay Area down to Los Angeles that I picked up a little bit of things, and I kind of had about 6 hours of drive time in the car that I realized, okay, I have to address this and this. And during that 6-hour drive, I noticed that the ride quality was a little bit bouncy, and I could hear a little bit of squeaky noise going on when I was going over bumps and when I was going over like little indents in the road. And it turned out that the bushings were actually bad in the car, and when I got those bushings replaced, the car was totally different. It was a different car. It was smooth, no squeaks, no bumps. And yeah, I think it's one of the things that if you're buying like a high mileage RSX, probably 100,000 miles or higher, it's definitely something to look at, something to invest your time into, is the bushings, the upper control arm bushings, the lower control arm bushings. There's a bushing kit that's sold by Energy Suspension that you can get, and it basically covers everything. So that's one of the things that I thought that once I replaced, the car was a lot better. And the second thing was, every time I started the car, especially when it was cold in the morning, the car would make this screeching sound like metal grinding on metal. And I was wondering, why is it doing that? Like, at first I thought it was like the clutch or something, or like something was engaging. But when you start your car, your clutch is it's basically already engaged. So I tried disengaging it by compressing the clutch, and it wouldn't go away. So I did some research, and I found out that it was the starter that was going out, and those are like the early symptoms. So it's one of those things that you can't really ignore, because one of these days you're gonna start your car and the starter is just gonna go out on you. It's gonna fail, and you're not gonna be able to drive the car anywhere. So I got that starter replaced. You can actually get the starter off of eBay or off of kseriesparts.com. They have a lot of good stuff on there, and they have reviews, so you can actually read other people's reviews and see if it's good or not. But I went with the Denso starter. It's the OEM one, and after that, the car started up really, really fast. It's actually a lot more powerful when it starts up. Like when it cranks, you can hear it fire up a lot quicker than when you're on your old starter. So far we replaced the starter and the bushings. And the third thing was, I noticed a little bit of seepage around the valve cover gasket and around the cover where it mats to the head. So I changed out the whole, like all the gaskets, the valve cover gasket, the spark plug tube seals, the grommets. You basically should just do the whole entire kit, because you might as well, since you already have access to everything there, and it's really not that hard. You don't need any Honda bond for the gasket, because in the K series engine you don't need it. You can just slap it in and put it back on, bolt everything down, and it's fine. It won't leak. So I addressed that, and after that there's no more seepage, and it had new seals, new grommets in there. And the fourth thing that I noticed was when I was going about 60 to 65, 70 miles an hour on the freeway, the steering wheel would vibrate. And I just got brand new tires for the car. I changed out all my brakes. They were brand new, and I was wondering, why is it shaking still? And this is even after balancing the tires and getting a road force balance. For those of you that don't know what a road force balance is, basically they take the tire off, they mount it to this road force balancing machine, and they spin the wheel. They spin the wheel up to like about 40, 45, 50 miles an hour, and they have a computer readout of where the soft spots or the hard spots are on the tire, and they mount your weights there, and it's kind of like it simulates a real world driving experience. So your tires are more optimized, and you have a better balance. And after I got all the tires balanced, I was still experiencing the shaky issue. So I did a little bit of research on YouTube and on Club RSX, and I found out that a lot of people connected that issue with the tie rod ends being worn out. And they're fairly cheap. I think you can buy the passenger side and the driver's side tie rod ends for about, I think, $50 or $60 off of K series parts. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. It's been a while. But it's fairly easy. There's a lot of tutorials that show you how to do that. So I replaced my tie rod ends, and then I went to get the car aligned again, because when you touch anything suspension related, you have to get in alignment. So the shakiness went away. So for any of you people out there that are having this issue, and you already balanced the car, got in alignment, made sure your tires are the right PSI, and you're still having a shaky issue, check your tie rod ends, and it's really easy to do. And if you have any questions, just let me know on that. But yeah, just those are the three main things that I checked out in the car, and everything else was fine. I mean, RSXs are very reliable cars. The engine is solid, transmission is great, never had any issues. Other minor things are like replacing the radiator housing, the thermostat. All those are just regular maintenance. You just check for seepage, check for cracks in your radiator. With this car, you do actually have to take off your bumper to replace that, so keep that in mind. My clutch started wearing out around 150,000 miles, so I replaced it with a competition clutch, 1.5 stage with a light and flywheel. All that's listed in my for sale video in my other YouTube videos, so check that out. But other than that, everything is great. Just keep up with your car, maintain it, and it'll take care of you. So keep the videos short. Any of you guys out there that are pondering the fact of buying an RSX, just keep that in mind. And if you have any questions, feel free to PM me or shoot me a comment, or just send me an email. Yeah, so good luck to anybody out there that's looking, and just stay dirty, keep in touch, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.